It's going. It's going. We're here today with Larry Meredith, one of our NPRC firefighters. You were with West Oberlin?
Yes.
At that time?
Yes.
Okay. So we always start off just asking people, tell us a little bit about when and where you were born.
Well, I was born in Blue Hill, Missouri. It's a little town called Arbord, and it's about 300 people. And I lived there. Actually, what happened, how I came up here is that my father died when I was about 5, and then we lived down there, and it was bad going, we picked out and whatever. She met this gentleman from Boston, worked at Wagner Electric, and eventually married him when I was 9. Moved up there. I had my 10th birthday up there, and so on. Then we lived there for a while, and then we moved from there to Oberlin, over on Decker. But I went to high school at Rittner School District.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you graduate?
59.
59. Okay. Do any time in the armed forces then?
No, when I worked at Procter & Gamble when I was a young guy, 19, and I hurt my back, muscle tore apart, and I got drafted and went in there to take it, and they found my records, and they classed me as 4A. Never heard of it. They said, well, we'll take you if you have 4. But that was it.
Yeah. When did you decide to become a firefighter?
When I lived on Decker, there was a block up. We had our West Oberlin Fire Protection District was on Ashby Road in Decker, and I started going up there. I became a volunteer when I was 18, and then after a while, I was driving the truck because I wanted to live a block away. And back then, there were 2 firefighters on there, or maybe 3 firefighters paid. The rest were volunteer. So anyway, as it goes on, I've done other jobs, but I always was there. And then had a opening, and I started in October 11th of '63.
Okay, so you would have been about 21?
32.
32.
No, I'm sorry, 63. I was 32 when we got the fire, but I was 23.
Okay. So we'll fast forward to July the 12th, 1973. That was the day of the Record Center fire. It started about midnight. So were you on duty?
Yes.
When then? Okay.
Well, we got the call, and just so happened that I was acting captain today. I was hired as an engineer. That's what I did. But then when the captains are off, then I'm the acting captain. So we got the call. We came in, and I'm not pretty sure exactly how we came in. I thought we was one of the first to get in there, but I'm not positive. But Fire Marshal Kennedy came in,
Right.
and I came in behind him. And he dropped down and he kind of sized it up. He said, wanted me to lay a line. We had a 5-inch line on it. We had a new pumper. It was actually a 71 Seagrace 1,500 gallon per minute pumper. Nice. It was a showcase pumper. We had a lot of chrome on it. But we laid the 5-inch line, and then from there, he asked me to go on up, and there's some people already there, but you couldn't see anything.
Right.
You could, the lights helped a little bit, but not much. And they had the line up from escalators. They had line pulled in, but they also had on the wall the hose, and that's what the guys told me. I don't know, but anyway, we kept going and filling our way along the wall until we got down to a point where there's a glow. There's something there, and it's getting hot in there then.
So by then you were up on the 6th floor?
Well, yeah, we were on 6th floor then. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We went right up there. We didn't have a problem until we get to the 6th floor. Then that's when you really couldn't see anything, you know. But I'm not sure. We had sort of opened the door, but it was a metal door, I believe it was. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it's opened up, and it's just like looking at a furnace. It was just that bad, and it didn't keep long. So we did that for a while, and then you're getting tired, so we had a relief. So I was outside again, and Kennedy he and I were talking, but he got information from one of the employees there, worked there, said that the system goes on automatic at a certain time, and it's really early morning or late night. It's like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, that the air conditioning comes on automatic. Now, I don't know if that happens, but he asked me to go up and get everybody off the 6th floor. And that's what I did, and it took a while. And then you could just hear, and I think that's when it really broke loose.
Yeah.
And it went through the roof. But it was, after that, you couldn't get up there. It's just, you fought off the outside. It's just.
So, when you got up there then, did you actually go, you opened the door, did you actually go into the area?
Did not go into where it was burning. No, it was just too hot. You know,
okay.
You sit back, you put in a spray, as much as you can, and it's just, it was steam time it got to the fire.
Right.
There's nothing.
And I imagine that door was pretty hot already.
Oh yeah.
What kind of gear were you guys still wearing? Rubberized?
Oh yeah. Pull up boots.
The heat affect that any?
Oh yeah, you could get too close and it feels like you're getting burnt inside. Well, you do. You get burnt inside.
Yeah.
So another fire, but we'll talk about that. But anyway, yeah, it's and we all were that way, and we just couldn't handle it. It's just too hot. Yeah.
So then, with your guys from West Overland, how were you actually putting water on the fire then? Was it?
We were not. We were supplying pumpers. I mean, ladder trucks and whatever.
Okay.
And I think maybe a snorkel. I'm not sure, but it's 1,500 gallon minute pumper.
Yeah, there was a snorkel there. I think it might have been Terry Shaw, whoever he was with at the time.
I don't remember who he was with.
Creve Corps.
It might have been. I don't know. It could have been.
Yeah.
It's been such a long time ago.
Well, you can watch the other video and say,
right.
"Oh, that guy's looking old."
Yeah. Well, yeah.
From that first day, then, was that the only shift you worked there?
Oh, I was there I was there almost 5 days. No, there in the firehouse.
Okay.
Man, firehouse, go back and work. I went home 2 hours in 5 days to see that family. That was it. We committed ourselves for that. Now, we had other people come in while I was away. They come in and relieved us, was great, and they go back home or whatever. Mm-hmm. But just a lot of people helped. They were really good, great. So, but being that we're with community, it was kind of like our fire too,
Yeah.
Help them out, whatever.
12 hours or?
What, you mean the fire and then home? Yeah. We do 12 hours and then we go back and sleep and then just man it, for whatever, get calls, whatever. And we didn't get a lot of calls back in 73. And we got some, but not a lot. Mm-hmm. Not like when I first went on, it's 150. But now it's a lot different now. Yeah. 2000. So yeah, it's just either the captain or the chief would transport us back and forth in the car.
Okay.
With our gear and everything. But generally, we only had 3 guys on a pumper. Mm-hmm. So, that's about it. I think it was Sam Carter and Don Sadek. They have since passed away. I'm not sure. And then Bob Yorker, might have been him on there. But other than that, I don't remember who was.
So the pumper you guys had, 1,500 gallons a minute. That was top of the line at the time.
Oh yeah, that was a new pumper. Yeah. We got late '71, I think we got it. Yep, it was a nice one.
So do you remember the times that you were there? Anybody getting seriously injured? Anything like that?
Did not. No. When I went back after the initial fighting it, trying to fight it, I didn't go back inside, and I didn't. I'm back as an engineer, so I took care of the pumps, basically.
Okay. Every once in a while, it takes a while to come up with the next question.
No problem.
Yeah. When you hooked up your pumper outside, did you go to one of the, I know there were hydrants hookups pretty close by there.
Right.
And then a few that were farther away. Were you guys able to hook up pretty close?
Yeah, we did. We had the 5-inch line to the one so close.
Okay.
And then I think we had 5 or 6 outlets, 2.5-inch outlets on that, 3 on each side.
Okay.
So
were you at the front of the building, or did you guys go around to the back?
No, we were in the front. We were on the west side.
Okay.
And I was there for a while, a couple of days. I don't think St. Louis came in to help us, and they were the first time ever. That's what I was told. Anyway, they pulled around, I believe, on the west side, not too far away.
Yeah, they came in. Well, first off, it was kind of a bear to get them there. It took some political phone calls.
Oh, really?
From what we've heard.
Yeah.
And then apparently they were the only one that had equipment enough that they could get up on top and shoot down on, put water down on the fire instead of everybody else. It was just going through the windows.
Right, I understand that, yeah. So, never mind.
I'll go ahead.
You may want to cut this. Well, they pulled up, and I'm thinking there were 3, maybe 4 on there. Set it up, and they started walking around and looking at different equipment and the fire and everything. And we had some of our people kind of man it to the truck. So, but then, they was curious.
Yeah.
Like we all were.
Well, you're not the first person that said that. So
okay.
No big deal.
Okay.
We know that there were guys too afterwards. They established like a 24-hour fire watch for a while for that. You could go in and make some extra money.
Yeah, I never did that. No, I 73. I was actually I was working at a 6-bed full warehouse or Dillard's on in Pagedale.
Okay.
But and then that I was selling real estate. Whatever, I'm not sure. I think I was out of real estate then. So anyway, yeah, took a lot of my time there,
Yeah.
But they paid good there, I heard.
Yeah, I think it was $10 an hour, which is pretty good money at that time.
Yeah, it is.
So then you retired from Westover?
Yep.
How long were you there?
Well, I was 5 and paid 32 and a half.
Cool.
I retired June of 95. And I was getting hurt, that's a young man's job. About retired as a captain there.
Okay. So then, over the course of your careers, we know that for most of you guys, everybody talks about how this was probably the biggest fire they ever fought, but not necessarily the most dangerous.
Right. Well, with the guys with me and him, that was very dangerous. Going into the top floor, to me it was, fighting that. But I've been on a few other calls that it was pretty bad, you know. But at that time, we had the Northwest Plaza Shopping Center. You know where that's at?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's they started building that in '65, and I guess my very first fire that was on was a farmhouse on that property, and that had propane tanks at the side. My job was to keep it cool. I didn't like that job.
I could understand why.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
Because you probably went in there not knowing is there anything in those tanks or not.
Right. Mm-hmm.